This white nationalist, this racist white dude, pulls up on Myron to confront Myron, and it backfired badly against him. Now, he pulled up with that good old white supremacist talk. The white man is the greatest. In the beginning, the white man created the heaven and the earth. The land of the free was created by the white man. So the free in the land of the free does
He
not
talking
apply
like
to
Bassa.
anybody who's not white.
Yeah.
All right, how dare these ungrateful,
He
mooching
talking like
non-blacks don't
Bassa.
worship the ground the white man walk on. They get to enjoy the sun rays and the moonlights the white man created. So these people are lunatics. So he pulls up.
He talking like hey, what's his name out the Bulldogs? Uh uh Uncle Ruckus. He done turned to Uncle Ruckus.
With that lunatic white supremacist talk, thinking he
Oh,
had a friend
Lordy.
in Myron. And initially, it felt like he had a friend in Myron. And then he got to thinking he was above the program, and he got put in place because of it.
I don't agree with you when you say that none of us exist. Obviously, I want to deport the non-whites. I want to get rid of the blacks.
Well, I didn't say you guys don't exist.
Okay, so
I said that it's not like a viable excuse anymore to claim systemic racism
but we
or.
are real, right? You agree white nationalism and white supremacy is real.
Yeah, it exists, but it's not to keep anyone from success. Is my argument.
Do you support white nationalism?
This one of the wildest conversations. Bro pulled up to tell Myron, stop saying systematic racism don't exist. Stop saying racism don't exist because yes, it does. We try to get rid of black people. Now, crash dummies like this who aren't smart enough to hide their racism, they are crash dummies. They're going to crash and burn eventually. They will fizzle out. We don't even have to worry about them. Their only use is we can now use them as a testimony that we not crazy. You see, the white boys who are covert with their racism, who hides it, who hide behind microaggressions and work their way into the fabric of society, climb their way up to the top, and then kick the ladder away from the top to keep black people out and create systems to keep us out, those are the white boys we got to be afraid of. And those white boys hate white boys like this because white boys like this tell the real and the reality of what we're dealing with. You see, these crash dummies, they're probably more hated by their own than black people. See, black folks, we find at least some use in crash dummies like this. We can point and say, ha, we not, we not crazy. People like this exist. Right, we not crazy when we apply for that job and we don't ever get a call back. We don't ever get no correspondence whatsoever. And then we reapply under a whiter name and we get a call back. We not crazy when we at a job for 10 years and we more qualified and more skilled than our coworkers. However, our coworkers keep coming up for promotion after promotion after promotion, and we more skilled and we work harder, but our names ain't never called. We not crazy for saying, maybe it's racism. Maybe. We not crazy, right? When we apply for them schools and we get in decline, even though we more qualified than we not crazy. And crash dummies like this is testimony that we not crazy. So when I hear rhetoric like this, I love for rhetoric like this to be repeated out loud so we can put, see, Buddy is so deplorable, he even had Myron a little flustered. Like, Myron tried to compromise with him, like, hey, bro, we could all live in harmony. Even if you want whites to have their own place in America, we could live segregated. Buddy said, no, I don't believe in living in harmony. I don't believe in living in harmony. I want for white folks to have this country. I want all non-whites out this country now. Oh, I want the Civil Rights Act revoked. I want rights for black people taken back. I want women rights to be... people like this are creatures you think only exist on social media. But no, they exist in real life.
I support any group's people to exercise nationalism. I've been very vocal about this. I think if people want to be black nationalists, people want to be Mexican nationalists, people want to be nationalists in general, and they love their group of people, that's fine. I've always thought it was weird how white nationalists can't be white nationalists without being called some pejorative term or lose job opportunities. Meanwhile, other groups of people can be nationalists with no consequence. So I think I think every group of people should be able to be proud of their skin and their heritage.
So that's going to be a civil war, right? If there's black nationalists, white nationalists, Latino nationalists, that's just going to be a civil war, correct?
Well, I think that there's ways to mitigate that and exist in harmony. I mean, Lincoln Rockwell had a great admiration for Malcolm X.
Nationalism literally means we don't want to live in harmony. We want to have our own nation.
Well, you can do that via segregation. You can do it via. There's other ways to go about it, but
so with the Civil Rights Act, we want to repeal the Civil Rights Act. You are against that, correct?
I just don't think that's a that's a realistic option in 2026.
So, okay,
versus
but once we repeal the 19th Amendment, the entire reason that white nationalists want to do that is because then women won't vote, and then we'll win on white nationalism. Correct? Isn't that the entire goal?
I don't know about that, man. I mean, the reality is that whites are dropping off when it comes to the majority, and then
we want to stop that. We want to get rid of the.
Of course, I get that. I get that, but
the greatest lie that we've been told as black people, probably the most dangerous lie, is that we have to go out of our way to meet people like this in the middle, right? And it's usually like the covert racists, the ones who are hiding how they really feel because they really feel like this, like people like Steven Crowder, right, and others. Like they'll say, well, listen, man, like we should have discussions. And Steven Crowder goes to the black barbershops, and the black people in the barbershops is welcoming Steven Crowder and having a full-on 3-hour conversation with him. Yo, you cannot psychologize, you cannot analyze, you cannot articulate or have any middle ground with these people. These people have a philosophy that they should be treated as pariahs for. They should be thrown to the crevices of society and left there because they're bigots and they have no place in society. And no black people should even entertain this, right? We should roast this, we should laugh at this, we should clown this, right? And don't take it like seriously at all. Don't have no real meaningful discussions with people like this at all. This man even admitted, hey, listen, bruh, like this thing y'all call democracy, I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. Let's rig the rules so like white folks can always have the majority. All right. Let's make sure that non-blacks can vote and women can vote so we can like rig all the elections and have white folks pretty much be a dictator. He said it out loud. So if people like this is pretty open with what their intentions are, which is, hey, the way the rules is written, we don't want a fair playing field, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that the playing ground are uneven, then why aren't we doing everything in our power to make sure, the playing ground is uneven as well? I'm telling you, bro, you can't. Now, he goes off on this entire tangent about black people. He said about how he don't want us to have rights. All of this, right? You will think the one person who would have thick skin is the person who's calling for another group of people not to have rights. Well, this is where he realized he don't have a friend in Myron. So he gets to talking about black folks. Myron gets to talking about white folks, and then all of a sudden, all right, the white supremacist starts honking out, starts having a brain aneurysm, starts hyperventilating because Myron turned the page on him and starts talking about white people.
So here's the problem. Let me be blunt about this because I've had this criticism of white people and white men in general. You guys have to get your women in check.
I know.
You guys don't have your women in check.
I agree.
Let's talk about white people. You guys don't have your women in check at all. White women in general don't want to date white men. Mm-hmm. A lot of them, are totally cool with being. A lot of them put off and push feminist propaganda. They're fooled by the Jews. They tend to be very impressionable. You guys need to get your women in check, and that is why you guys have the birthing crisis that you guys have, is because white women don't necessarily subscribe to having children young, having big families. They'd rather pursue,
Yeah. So actually, the reason that I'm here is because when I was on Twitter, all the Wignat chicks told me to come here and to ask you to stop women. That was actually the original argument I was supposed to have.
No,
with you.
we need to continue them because they're the reason why you guys are getting replaced, quite frankly.
Okay,
so you should be having this discussion with your white women, actually, to be honest with you.
No, I mean, like, look, so you're here white women, is that correct?
Yes, a lot of them subscribe to progressive ideologies that are the reason why you guys are quickly declining in citizenship.
You're not white.
Sorry.
We don't need you talking to white women, trying to interact with them at all.
And that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem. I don't need to be white to give a. See, here's the thing. You're behaving like a black person now. You're chimping out.
Oh, look at the caucasity of this white man. So this man spent.
He told him you chimping out.
Soliloquy talking about black folks and what we should have and shouldn't have, and how we shouldn't have rights. Our women shouldn't be able to vote, and black this and black this,
right,
and why
man.
black don't deserve this and black deserve less.
Right.
But then when Myron talks about white women, now all of a sudden that's out of bounds. Myron shouldn't be able to talk about white women, but he should be able to talk about what the black community needs and don't need. These people are the same people who sit on Twitter and lie about statistics and crime statistics and this and this and this to vilify black people. This is what they spend their time on Twitter creating their own crime statistics, fudging the numbers to make black folks look like villains, right? To like make us look like people you can't live by and live near.
Right.
So you spend 90% of your time talking about black people. Myron gets to talk about white people. Now all of a sudden that's out of bounds. If you're not white, you shouldn't be able to speak on white.
Right.
So why are you speaking on black folks then?
Right. That's what
you're
I'm
literally
saying.
behaving like a white person. You are behaving like a black person. So here's the difference. See, here's the funny part.
Not your women, Myron.
When I criticize black people, they'll sit there and say stupid. You're saying you're not black, so you can't criticize us.
They're
you're
right.
doing the same
They're
shit
right.
about now.
Because
I don't have to be. I don't. See, here's the thing.
You're grifting.
Hey, Baldy, Agent 47, relax.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Agent 47, relax.
No.
Here's the thing. I don't have to be white to be able to identify white problems as to why you guys have the problems that you guys have. Clearly, you don't have the platform or the ability to tell these women to get back in the kitchen. So guess what? Now I got to do it for you because you don't have the platform to do it. So the reality is that, look, man, you can do what you want to do. You can say what you want to say. You can be a white nationalist. Cool. I actually fight and defend for your ability to do so. But if we're going to have this discussion about white replacement, etc., well, who controls and who are the gatekeepers to sex? It is the woman. So stop complaining. Stop crying because you sound like a black right now. Let's be honest. You have a victim mindset. Stop being a pussy. Get out there. Tell your women. Stop subscribing to feminism. Start creating families. Start going in the church. Start getting some white babies.
Can I respond?
Sure.
Okay. So look, to some degree, I actually do agree with you. But here's the thing. The problem here is that, yeah, we white people, we got to figure out what the roles are going to be for white men, white women. The problem is I've talked to a lot of white folks. We don't want your Muslim, get the women back in the kitchen, put a garbage bag on their head. We don't want that. So when you're promoting that stuff, that's never going to work for us. Do you understand that?
If it was our business, I would point out the hypocrisy in wanting to revoke women right to vote while also advocating for the sovereignty and the rights of modern women. Those two views are opposing and clashing. You don't believe that women should lose their right to vote while also saying you are against women like taking on more traditional roles. To me, that doesn't make sense, right, at all. And a lot of these dudes, like, again, like they present as if they talk well, but they are idiots, like they're dummies, right? And once you get behind the shock factor of it, you really get to realize they're not really saying nothing. They don't really have a plan. Their racist agenda probably breaks down by step 2. They don't know nothing else beyond step 1. Step 2, it breaks down. It completely falls apart. Step 1 is get rid of all the non-whites from out of America. Okay, cool. Well, that's about what, like 100+ million people? All right, cool. Then what's next once you do that? Once you get rid of 100 million people in the workforce, what's next? What do you do?
Right.
All right. Who's gonna run the factories? All right. Who's gonna do the fast food jobs? Who's gonna be your doctors, your Indian doctors, your Chinese doctors, your black doctors? They're all gone. Who's your nurses? All right. Oh, how are you going to explain to your billionaire homies who run sports leagues that black folks are no longer welcome in America to play basketball? So now guess what? Who got to play basketball now? The whites? Yo, the plan breaks down by step 2, which is why like you don't even take this seriously. This is not even a viable thing. This is just somebody who is committed to ruining his life. So he's on a national platform spewing these like ideas. In about 5 or 10 years, all right, when he realizes he's like a pariah now, he's gonna come back begging for mercy and voting Democrat like Richard Spencer. So he gets visibly upset and even more frustrated at Myron because Myron wouldn't stop speaking on white folks. Now, I'll be real. I got to give Myron credit here. All right? Because if Jesse Lee Peterson was in like Myron's shoes, this conversation would be a whole lot different. Jesse Lee Peterson would have done the dance. He would have put on that strong man for them white folks, and he would have did the dance. Myron is at least keeping it fair, at least keeping it neutral, at least keeping the same energy for both sides.
Promoting Islam?
Yeah, you're Islamic. We don't want your Islamic values.
Actually, if you watch my podcast, I don't really talk about religion ever.
Your literally view of women is basically Islamic, correct? That you hate them?
No. Actually, I would argue that. What are you, Christian?
No, I'm an atheist.
Go
That
figure.
explains everything.
Go, yeah,
Yeah,
right.
this guy just hates everybody, including
And
God.
you know, while I'm
Yeah,
here, Myron,
including
also
God.
just for the record,
God is black. I don't worship him. No,
Myron,
Jesus
Myron,
wasn't there.
and
Ah!
Myron, one more thing. I
So,
gotta tell you. Let me finish.
So yeah, like
1 second. Let me just say one more thing. I
My
wanna tell
thing
you.
is no, because you're coming in from a position where you don't know. I don't promote Islam. I'm actually very like I respect religion. I understand religion, but I kind of find it funny because Islam, Christianity, the Abrahamic religions in general kind of solve this problem. So maybe you might want to find God.
Yeah, I hate them all. No.
Okay, that's the problem. You might want to find God, and that would help you.
But no, listen. Your view of women is basically Islamic. You hate them. You want them to wear a garbage.
No, it's
bag,
based
you
on all
want
the
them to be in
Abrahamic
the
religions.
kitchen.
Devout Christians, devout Jews, and devout Muslims would agree with me that women need to be subservient to men.
fine. Go ahead.
That's how it's always worked.
Excuse me, who are you?
Got the Karen. Let's go.
I literally have no idea who you are.
Okay, so I don't know what just happened. Female entitlement.
Yeah.
She just cut the line. Whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to say? Age of 47 or no?
Who are you?
Age of 47.
Actually, yeah. One more thing. I'm 1/4 Ashkenazi. Just FYI.
That makes sense. Very Jewish. Very Jewish. That makes sense. A white nationalist that's a Jew. That's crazy, bro.
I despise people like this, but I enjoy things like this going viral because at least we have proof. At least we have a witness that we're not crazy, right? You know, that people who think like this, they're in the fabrics of society. They're in the upper echelons. They're dominating certain fields and industries. But they're not dumb enough to really express these opinions, but you would know how they really feel, right? Based on however, like industry, however systems they're able to put in place in effect at the top of their industry. Nick Fuentes even told the gropers, hey, don't be too expressive on Twitter, on social media. We want you guys to affect whoever opinions, but you would know how they really feel, right? Based on however, like industry, however systems they're able to put in place in effect at the top of their industry. Nick Fuentes even told the gropers, hey, don't be too expressive on Twitter, on social media. We want you guys to go to these Ivy League schools. We want you guys to work your way up into the upper echelons of society and then make the change once you're in place. So a lot of them think like this. We just would never know, but we'll feel the effects of it though. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? How do you guys feel like Myron handled himself? If you're still watching and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen. Here, or here somewhere on my screen to find out how Jay-Z has officially declared war on Drake, Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, and more. I'm going to see you guys in this Jay-Z video. Click the hype button below this video to send me a hype if you really want to support. I'll see you guys in this Jay-Z and Drake video. I'm out of here.
Hey, man. These dudes these dudes are losers, man. You, but it's crazy how it's crazy how it's crazy how you do all this. Oh, we getting tired of you niggers and this, that, and the third, right? And you're so called a nigger yourself, right? Now all of a sudden you get slandered. Now you want to take up for your community. Man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Nah, don't get me wrong, man. Y'all done heard me get on here plenty of times, bro. And express the matter of the issue. If your ass acting stupid, your ass acting stupid. It's just that simple. Yeah, but eh, and do I sometimes like my own people? Hell no. But but to just Uncle Ruckus it out. Nah, bro, I ain't. Nah, it ain't. Nah, we ain't gonna do that, bro. We ain't gonna do that. And I'm gonna say this to that little boy who just lost his life. To this Ricky, whatever the fuck his name is, Ricky Tan or Chan or whatever the fuck his name was. My condolences to him and his family. That's first off. Second of all, I'm gonna say this, and this gonna rub a lot of people wrong. and I say this every time I say it. This is gonna rub a lot of people wrong, and a lot of people gonna look at this the right way, and a lot of people gonna look at this the wrong way. Standing in front of a fucking Shell gas station, talking about protesting, eh, that shit ain't gonna do you nothing. I'm like I really don't like I really don't like to express the matter about this. You know what I mean? I really don't, and I hate when I gotta get on this topic. I hate to get on this topic. I'm saying one more time. Standing in front of a gas station, talking about you protesting, the situation is not gonna do you nothing. You wanna see justice? Burn the gas station down. Listen, I'm not trying to commit acts of violence here. That's not what we doing. By any means. But what I'm saying is you wanna have some real uh you wanna feel you wanna have some real justification and and real order like you think you should have it just because of the situation, go there and take it down. Cause guess what? Your people still gonna be in there probably the same probably now. They probably in that now, buying up honey buns and buying up Reese's candy and going in there to get soda and Arizona juices. I mean, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, I don't I'm not a I'm one of those guys, man, and I expressed this many times before. I'm one of those guys who is big on black culture movements. Um, big fan of the Panthers. I'm a big fan of the Panthers. Big fan of the Panthers. So I I kind of operate on a level of that. You know what I mean? That's real. The shit Bob Marley was doing and shit like that. That's real movement to me. You know what I mean? No matter if it came with violence, um, death, and whatever else. You know what I mean? That's that that's that's what real standing up is to me. You get what I'm saying? So I can't elaborate too deep, but to give you for those who
folks.
ain't never watched me, never seen me, or anything like that, or just coming across me, or whatever the case, or check in from time to time and haven't heard my views on it. That's where I draw the line with shit like that. It's only a matter of time, man, before you gotta understand that certain shit it just it certain shit is just to say you done it, if that makes sense. You know, they say, when they say, man, hot damn, I forgot the saying. It was just on my brain. But basically to say, you know, you want to show you the best, or you want to make your statement, man. You gotta, you go over the top. You know what I mean? So say it like this, man. some things take a little bit more um some things take a little bit more um how can I say this? Some things take a little more different take a little different approach than others to let others know that shit ain't a game. Put it like that. So um like I said, man, definitely rest in peace to him, man, and condolences to his family. But if the system don't give you justice the right way, you do what you need to get that justice, man, as a community. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Now, I ain't telling you, go out there and kill up 30,000 people that look like Ricky Tan and whatever the fuck his name is, um, and Joe Wong, and I ain't telling you to do that. But what I'm telling you is certain approaches ain't working like how you thinking it's working. So therefore, you should try to take a different approach to make your statement. Now, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Peace.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go any further than that.